Large families are pretty much an oddity these days. Well, today we have a studio full of big families, and these kids are all as fresh-faced and clean-scrubbed and well-behaved as any bunch you're going to ever see. I'd like to introduce the parents of two of our big families and show you the kids coming up here in just a minute. First, on the left, Kate and Joseph Caballero, and they have with them 7 of their 10 children here in the studio, and here they are. Why don't you all stand up? Let's see the whole bunch of you.
They aren't shy.
And the other 3, we might say, there's certainly reason to be proud. They are all, okay, you can sit down now. They are all on scholarship at 3 of the best schools in the country, Dartmouth, Harvard, and Notre Dame. Is that amazing? Those are the 3 oldest ones.
No, Joseph is the oldest.
Joseph is the oldest.
And he just graduated from Florida State.
Oh, okay, came to stay here in Florida. But the other 3, I mean, my goodness, got them in Ivy League schools, and they're all on scholarship, and you must be thrilled.
We are.
Very thrilled.
That's amazing. Well, you're a teacher, so maybe there was an emphasis on education in your home?
They did it all on their own.
Did they really?
But there was a great emphasis on education.
Yes.
You've probably never seen so many books in your life, or magazines.
So you encouraged reading and intellectual pursuits, and are they all on scholarships, academic?
Academic,
Right.
And then they put together a financial aid package for you to meet your needs.
Yes,
and it's
right.
a scholarship, and it's a work grant and a loan, and grants from the federal government.
But are you kicking in too, though, to help them out?
We don't have any money.
None
no
left
money
after
left
10
over
kids.
for things like that, right?
So they're pretty much on their own up there in Harvard.
Phone bills and food and deodorant and toothpaste and all that kind of stuff.
It's a good thing they had
Clothes.
scholarships. This may not have happened otherwise.
No, they would have gone to college, but not those schools.
Well, let me also introduce Jerry and Ross Williams, and they have 7 children. Okay, now where are the Williams kids? They're all over here, right? Okay, stand up. Let's let everybody see the Williams family. 7 of them. Aren't these nice-looking bunches of kids? They really are. You can sit down. The most amazing thing I found about the Williams family was that they raised all 7 in one bathroom. Can you believe it? What do you have, a little sign-up sheet outside, or what?
Well, they sort of just get the hang of it after a while. And it takes a rotation. They get up, at certain times, and they use it in the morning, and it gets a little hectic. Well, it gets a lot hectic.
You actually have a staggered schedule of when people get up and when they get in the bathroom, and
Right.
how does that? Okay, the only girl of the family. Okay, how does this work for you in the bathroom? I mean, do you ever get time to put your makeup on?
I get the longest.
You get the longest.
Usually, yeah, because I leave for college earlier than everybody else. I have to drive every day, so.
But earlier, when everybody was getting ready for school at the same time, what was that like?
I usually just wake up earlier than all of them and take the longest.
Get a situation where you're in the bathroom and somebody's knocking on the door. I gotta get in. I can't wait. That ever happen?
That's what shower curtains are for.
Explain that.
That's the truth.
Well, let me just say that we do have, let me introduce them very quickly. Ross Jr. is 25 up here, Kevin 23, Corey is 18, and the only female of the bunch. Joseph is 17. That's pretty close to the 18-year-old, isn't it?
Pretty
How old
close.
was Corey when you had Joseph?
3 months.
Oh, my goodness. And you already had 3 others to boot. That meant 4. Walter is 14, Jared is 12, and Andrew is 4. And Dad works at GTE, is that right?
That's correct, yes.
You are a Mormon family, and for a lot of viewers who may not realize this, there is a discouraging of birth control in the Mormon religion.
Well, there's not a discouraging of birth control. There's no encouraging of control. We really believe that it's up to the individual. The church encourages you to have children, but they leave it up to the individual. We have a lot of friends that have one child or 2.
I guess I'm asking if your religious beliefs played at all into the decision to have 7. Did that have anything to do with it?
No, I don't think so.
I don't-
No?
Not really.
Not really.
You always wanted a big family?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. How about you? You are Catholic. Did that obviously was a factor?
Sure, it figures into it. We just wanted to have children, and when they started coming, we really liked it. We really felt like God decides who comes, God decides who goes, and if he gives you the children, he'll see that you're able to take care of them.
If I want to ask you something, you raised 10 kids on a teacher's salary. That sounds, in this day and age, almost impossible. How'd you do it?
I'm not sure. It's really the truth. I'm not sure, but it's worked out, and I'm proud of all of what they've done and accomplished, because a lot of it, not only we had something to do with it, but I think the kids themselves, being part of a large family, gave them a tremendous amount of drive, competition, etc. And I think what they have accomplished shows this.
Obviously, 3 kids in Ivy League schools. Did any of you, I'll ask the kids, did any of you ever feel like, I mean, a teacher's salary, we all know, he's not making 150 grand a year. Did you ever feel like there were things that had to be sacrificed? You had to give up stuff you really wanted? Did you ever feel that way?
There were always sacrifices, but I think they were made willingly by everyone, because it wasn't like any of us were deprived of anything. We were always provided for. And then once we got older, we all worked. And, we're able to purchase the extra things on our own. We appreciated them much more.
But you said you had to wear hand-me-downs, is that right?
A lot of them. They're all there.
How did you feel about that? Did you go, I just want something new for me once?
No.
No? What's the hardest thing about sharing a room with 3 other sisters?
You never get any privacy because they're always in there.
Yeah. No privacy, is that a problem for you?
Yes.
What's the hardest thing about being in a family with 10?
Well, when you're in the bathroom, you only have like 5 or 4 minutes, and you have a knock on the door, and someone else wants to get in.
Like what? You just said it was awful. Did you mean that? Yeah, a little bit. What about, I know that, Mrs. Caballero, you want to take issue. There was something in the paper recently. Dr. Joyce Brothers said that there is research that indicates that children from smaller families get more attention and are better adjusted and smarter and do better in school. You want to take issue with that?
Well, just from my experience, of course I do. In looking at these kids from both of these families, the article said that 2 or less children just did so much better in life. They got so much more attention. Their IQs went up, and the closer your children were birth-wise, their IQs went down. And it just surely didn't work out that way in our house. And seeing these children, it certainly doesn't look like it worked there either. I thought that, to me, mine had many more advantages of interacting with people and learning how to share and learning how to go outside of themselves and being independent. I think every one of them knew when they were doing their homework, if they had a problem, surely they could bring it to us. But we did not do every word of every homework with them.
But it must be hard, though, to give individual attention to that many. Was that difficult?
Sure, it is hard, but no one person needs the whole world at their attention every minute of the day, or they're going to grow up to be a most obnoxious person.
So is that your opinion of single children, only children?
I think you do. You almost would have to. I mean, your whole life would revolve around that one person.
You're all saying that you're going to be better adjusted if you come from a bigger family where it's not so much attention paid to one? Do you think that?
I feel that's probably true. I was an only child, so I can relate to that. I know that when I was small, lived in an area where there were no other children, I didn't have anybody to play with. All I had was adults all the time,
Is that one reason you wanted to have a big family yourself?
I really don't know. I don't think so.
Or maybe you help decide too. We'll have to take a break. We'll be right back.
Do you suffer from heartburn and acid-associated symptoms often? Are these antacids part of your daily diet? Well, if you're one of millions of people who suffer from heartburn and stomach acid, you may be eligible for a research study on a new treatment for the following symptoms. Qualified patients will receive a free evaluation of their condition, lab tests, plus compensation for time and travel. If you take antacids weekly and have not been diagnosed with an ulcer, please call 1-800-666 7777.
Bonus Card Plus from Blockbuster Video. Rent 11 videos, get the 12th video free, and enter to win a Corvette convertible.
Get started with Joe versus the Volcano from Warner Home Video. When Tom Hanks swings into adventure with Meg Ryan.
I love you.
I love you too. It's an island of adventure in an ocean of love. Joe versus the Volcano from Warner Home Video. Rated PG.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
A lot of mornings in Tennessee start with the smell of Tennessee Pride country sausage. And the taste is the taste of the clear rain that waters out spices and morning breezes and gentle warmth. And some say you'll taste the sunrise. Tennessee Pride country sausage. There's a reason we call it that.
The family reunion from Gain.
You've been bustling about for the family get-together? 'Cause everything has to look just right. And even those clothes that get so dirty, they look great and smell so fresh. And when folks notice, you can feel yourself glowing. You're that proud.
The huggable smell of Gain makes a mama proud.
Does your husband ignore you?
Women just don't have anything to say that's of interest to men.
Men are afraid to share what they really feel. We're not married, but this man is a very sensitive man.
He cares. When you put that ring on your finger, it's gonna be a whole different story. Oh, yes, it is.
No way, no way.
How to communicate with your mate on the next Oprah Winfrey Show.
This afternoon at 4 on TVT 13.
Now that's a family portrait, isn't it? The Caballero family with 10 kids, and he did it as a teacher all these years, and he's at Hillsborough High School now. The kids were saying they have some stories to tell about what it's like growing up in a big family. Come on, tell your April Fool's story.
Well, one April Fool's, Mom set back all the clocks an hour, and so as rushed for time as we always were in the mornings, we still got up that hour early, and we're all ready an entire hour, sitting around waiting to go to school.
Mom, why did you do that?
I just thought it would be fun.
Yeah, I did.
Get them there on time.
idea. That's great.
I know. You guys were going to tell me what Christmas is like in your house. Tell me what Christmas is like in your house. I'll let you tell.
Well, Christmas it's really good. I mean, anytime a holiday, especially a holiday like Christmas, to have as many people. I mean, it's a joyous occasion to have all your brothers and sisters in the house. I mean, it's just really a great time. I mean, it really makes the occasion a whole lot better. I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun.
You wanted to say about Christmas. You had a story about Christmas. What do you want to say?
Well, that when Christmas comes up, or any holiday, under the tree, the whole floor's covered, and you can't see practically the whole tree.
Just presents everywhere.
Yes.
You know, Santa must have had quite a job the night before, assembling bicycles and all this.
Santa's had to work real hard.
I bet Santa had to work really hard. Phone call from Nancy in Tampa. Go ahead, Nancy. What do you want to know from our big families?
Hi, Kathy. I am totally in awe. I had my third baby. My first was a girl, my second was a boy, and when I got pregnant with the third, everybody acted like I had lost my mind. And I want to have a fourth baby, but suddenly my fertility is very important to everybody. People I hardly know ask me if I had my tubes tied after the third.
Yeah, especially when you were pregnant, I bet.
Oh, it was terrible, and I was 35 to boot, so it was like, what is wrong with you?
Really, people said that to you?
Yeah, it was suddenly everybody's business.
You must have had remarks like this through the years. Why don't you know how to stop doing this? Why are you doing it?
We've gotten it. We got a couple of letters from people.
Especially when we had the eighth girl, I think. They ran an article about us because all the kids were born at St. Joseph's, and we had some letters sent to us about the article.
And your response is?
They have no idea how wonderful it is having all these
missing out
children,
on something.
and that this is what life is all about.
You've had remarks made to you when you were pregnant. What did people say?
Yeah, they asked, did I know how I got like this? Did I know where it came from?
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, they were kind of...
Can't you figure out what
snide
causes
remarks.
this? Yeah. And what do you say to them? Does it hurt your feelings?
I think it did when I was pregnant with Andrew, the last one. You know, I was kind of really conscious of it, you know, just because I was 42 years old when I got pregnant with him. And so it was kind of harder.
You were 42 when you got pregnant with the last one?
With the last one.
So are you all through now?
God hasn't sent us any more, so
Yeah.
I guess so.
We hope.
We'd like to have more,
But you must have a sense, though, that some people are coming up and saying the environment is suffering, the world is overpopulated, and, you know, we've all got to do our part, and you seem to be, in the face of this, having children. You know what I mean, that people are worried about your reasoning behind it.
I've always had the attitude that, you know, the next child may be the next Albert Einstein, you know, or Schweitzer or one of those. You know, I'd hate to deprive the world of that.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. I mean, another family with 6.
I was just there last weekend, and twice Mom forgot to take her medicine.
We could call a reminder.
David.
What, every 4 hours?
You can't always be there for the people you love, but Kelly Assisted Living can be, with personalized in-home assistance backed by the trusted Kelly name.
The key is keeping Mom in the house she loves. She's got her memories, her garden.
Her dog.
For a guide on care issues or more information about our service, call Kelly Assisted Living.
Retirement should pave the way to a more leisurely lifestyle. Unfortunately, getting older also means an increased chance of cataract problems. The good news is, modern cataract surgery is one of the most successful procedures in any field of medicine. In fact, there's no overnight hospital stay involved, and we accept Medicare assignment.
At the Ophthalmic Group, we clearly care. Call us at 1-800-382-EYES.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Ballard. This is my mom, Barbara. She works very, very hard. So hard that sometimes she comes home and it's already dark. So Mr. Lockwood told my mom about our own kitchen meatloaf. It's really neat. Now even I can make home-cooked meatloaf just like Mom's, but ready in only 25 minutes, which is just in time for dinner.
Our own kitchen, home cooking, that's easy to come home to.
Available at these fine stores.
Move over candy, no sugar please. Move over munchies, I'm ready for cheese. I'm ready for the tasty taste. It's driving me crackers. Those Moodtown snackers, those Moodtown snackers.
100% natural cheese snacks, individually wrapped to stay fresh.
Those Moodtown snackers, those Moodtown snackers.
From Sargento of Wisconsin.
I'd like to now introduce the parents of another, what is considered now a large family. You don't really think of it as being large, though, I bet, do you? 6.
No.
No big deal.
I
Piece
was
of
one
cake.
of 9.
You were one of 9. Okay. Meet Mary Jane and Andre Delastang, and their children are right up here in a row. Meet Etienne, who's 14. Jean-Claude is 12. You guys stand up here. Alain is 10, Jacques is 9, Blaise is 5, and the only little tiny girl, can we see you out here, Natasha. The last is a female, a little girl. Boy, are you going to have it growing up, aren't you?
Boys and girls.
You're 3. She just told me she's 3. Okay, I'm going to ask the 2 guys. You said advantages and disadvantages to being in a large family of 6.
Yes, well, I have my own room, and it's kind of big. My mom...
How'd you rate?
Well, I'm not really sure on that.
I'm not really sure how I got the one room.
It used to be the garage. But...
Okay, but you said when you guys get in fights.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, when we get in fights, I'm normally responsible for breaking it up and stuff. And... or even if I'm in a fight, and so... because I'm the oldest.
And you wanted to say about it?
Well, usually when you're in one... only person in a family, it all points to you, and you get all the good advantages and stuff. But when you're in a big family, it all just splits up, and you get less presents at Christmas and stuff like that.
You get less presents at Christmas. That's the worst thing about being in a big family.
You get to have more people to play with and stuff like that.
Well, there are some good things about it. Okay, you guys can sit down. I'm going to talk to Mom and Dad here for a minute. The interesting thing about them, Andre is a developer and an engineer, by the way, and they found a school they liked, but it was 45 miles away from home, so what did they do? They rented a house across from the school, and you stay there during the week like a big dormitory. Is that right?
Well, we're starting that. I just found the house this weekend, and we're moving bunk beds over and bunking out through the week and moving home. But it's cheaper than the gas, you know, to drive over.
Wouldn't it be easier just to move the whole family over? Since you're going to be in this for several years,
well,
I think.
We're trying to do that, but until then, it's easier and we're there through the week and then come home on the weekends.
Amazing.
So you have to do what you have to do. It's very important.
Let's take a call from Beth in Clearwater. Go ahead.
Hi. I come from a family of 10. I have 8 sisters and 2 brothers, and I'm second youngest from the family. And I tell you, I can remember a lot of the fightings we had. But when I was 11 years old, there was 5 of us that was young ones. And we lost our mother in an accident. And I tell you, that was the hardest thing because it split our whole entire family apart. And I'll never forget the close bond of a big family that it can be.
Do you think that this will encourage you to have a large family? Do you have kids? Are you going to have a large family yourself?
Little boy that's 12 weeks old, and I'd like to have more.
Yeah, I bet so. What do you think about the people who go, what in the world is wrong with you? Why do you keep having these kids? What do you say when people make remarks like that to you? I know you're very opinionated on this.
Well, I've only had 2 people in 15 years make any remark like that to me. Yeah. And the other, otherwise, everybody's been very supportive and very encouraging and complimentary, and I'm very proud of my family, and I'm very blessed, very fortunate.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with our big families.
We put 1,000 cockroaches in this model house and this incredible roach bait. Only Raid Max attacks with sulfluramide. So powerful, for every roach that takes the bait, up to 50 more can die in their nest. In 3 days, we removed the dead roaches and searched for survivors. All we saw was Raid Max. Raid Max roach bait. When Max attacks, you win.
Almost daily, fishermen arrive to deliver fresh grouper, snapper, and other Gulf delicacies to all 5 Leverock seafood houses. So for seafood fresh from the docks to Leverock's, or delicious chicken, baby back ribs, and our famous shrimp feast, Leverock's comes through every time. Leverock Seafood House in Pinellas Park, next to Pinellas Square Mall. And what a view from the waterfront at Madeira Beach, St. Pete Beach, the marina at Maximo Moorings, and Perico Harbor, Bradenton. Leverock's, a tradition since 1948.
Limousine service for guests of Ion Tampa Bay provided by Fancy Nancy's Limousines, Tampa Bay's first-class limousine service.
That's the 3rd break-in this month.
Don't they have a security system?
No, they thought it was too expensive.
Now that's expensive.
I'm glad we put in our heat seamless security system.
Door and window sensors?
A wireless siren.
Our lights even flash.
That'll scare them away. No wiring. The best do-it-yourself hour we ever invested.
Yeah, and with the money we save,
We'll
we'll
go
be
on
able to
a nice leisurely cruise.
Heath and Zenith home security systems start at less than $100 at your nearby Home Depot store.
I'm telling you guys, you got 3 days to get those numbers up or your history.
How are we going to get Paragon Cable and HBO in every house in 3 days?
Easy. We give away the store. Oh, yeah. Like we guarantee same-day installation.
And slash $30 off.
Yeah.
And toss in a large free Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's do it before the boss gets back. Call Paragon Cable right now. This offer is on, but only today.
Okay, boys, get the word out.
A question has been raised about our big families. Tell me a little bit about the grocery bill. How much does it cost to feed a family of 10, for instance? And how many carts do you use when you go?
We usually have 2 carts.
2 carts, of course.
Probably $200, $250 a week.
Oh.
It's hard to tell because you'll go buy groceries on the weekend and then she shows up 3-4 days during the week to get other things that she ran out of or whatever.
You'd be amazed that you can do a lot more than you think you.
Everybody clips coupons, I guess.
Oh, of course.
What's it like around the dinner table?
Of course.
You want to say something about that?
Well, if you're at the dinner table and you're a little late, you don't get as much food because it's like first come, first serve. And get your biggest first serving because there might not be a second one.
Applause in the crowds are among the kids. You got to tell me, you used to take head count in the car to make sure all the kids were there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So on your way to the hospital one time in labor, what happened?
Well, I was pregnant with Walter back here, and we got halfway to the hospital, and this one here had stowed away in the back.
He hid in the car, and you didn't know where he was?
We had to go all the way back home and take him home, and then we were almost didn't make it to the hospital.
Oh, gee. You know, what I want to know is just the mother of one who has to take to the doctor and the play school and all this stuff. How do you manage organizational-wise to get everybody to soccer practice and baseball? I mean, how do you do that?
That is amazing. I mean, that really is hard, and I'm sure it's, even if you only have 2 or 3 and they're in 3 different places, we start in the morning, you're going to take so-and-so here, and you take him here, and then you pick up, and I'll pick up here, and maybe so-and-so can get a ride with somebody else. And
you must have a personal computer and put your daily schedule down in there. Have you ever forgotten where somebody was, or what's happened to you?
Well, I was saying we're pretty notorious for leaving our children laying around town, you know, different places and forgetting where they are. One time I had to take the kids to baseball practice, and I'm always in the car all day long.
That must be all you do.
I do, and we've had to make a lot of adjustments in our lives to accommodate all of the different activities that the kids do. But one time I was taking the kids to baseball practice, and I had to stop at the grocery store to run in real quickly, and I told all the kids to stay in the car. I happened to have one extra neighbor with me, and it threw my head count off. So when I got back in the car, I jumped in and I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I thought I had all the kids, and not knowing that my 2-year-old had slipped out of the car and gone in the store after me. So when I jumped in the car and we went over to the baseball field, and everybody piled out of the car, and I was sitting there in the bleachers, and all of a sudden it occurred to me that I didn't have one of my children.
So a head count is pretty important with you guys. But when all is said and done, it has been worth it, and you would do it again, and the thing that you like most about it is what? We only have 30 seconds.
The love that the kids have, that they learn to I think some of the philosophy, the boys go to Jesuit high school, and the philosophy is meant for others, and that they are not self-centered, that they learn how to go out of themselves.
You were saying it changes your priorities.
You get your priorities in order, you know.
People over material things.
Right.
With that many kids, I guess it would be. Thanks so much for joining us today, our big families.